Oh my god, are you guys ready?
No.
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 Too bad!
No!
Hi.
Hi.
Well, hello there.
Hello there. Starting with intros.
Yeah. Oh, are we?
Alright.
Okay, you should go first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Keatsy Braz. I work on Trove. I'm a VFX artist, also known as Junebug. It's
You
hard
always
to
forget
remember.
what you are.
I forget. I have not found my true self.
I am Robin. I am an animator / art lead on Trove.
I'm Joanna, aka Bunny Saurus, and I'm the UI artist on Trove.
And I'm Kumar. I'm a designer, and I'm also known as a Tronos.
Yay!
You're definitely channeling your inner derp today, for sure.
All the derp. It's on my head. It's on my shirt.
I thought
It's in
that
my
was a
brain.
natural growth.
Like
Guess
eyes?
not. Yeah.
Is he like a potato?
It's actually
Just
like
sprouting
eyes. The whole-
it's a condition called Cthulhuitis.
So basically, we're the artists and we're taking over today.
Yes.
We are having a VFX-centered stream today. I will be making a stellar aura. Before we go too deeply into that, Steve asked us to talk about our early interest in art, maybe how we got into the industry a little. So since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be an artist. It wasn't until like my final year at college that I decided to go into effects. I started out doing a lot of concept design and animation, but finally effects is what won me over. You guys?
I didn't know I wanted to be an artist. I think I wanted to be an oceanographer, funny enough. But I would try to build tree houses, and I never had the material, so I would take my mom's chest of drawers apart and hammer them to trees, and that's when I realized I wanted to be an artist. And then animation just happened. So, yeah. I don't know.
So two people already. It just
Yeah,
happened.
it just happened.
Oops! Oh no!
Yeah, there's no vortex of light that was like, this is your calling. It was just like,
Yeah.
I can be derpy and it's fun and creative, so.
Mine's a little different because I wanted to be a paleontologist actually, but my dad makes video games. He's a programmer, so I kind of used to draw video games as a little kid, like on pieces of paper and make the levels.
Oh, that's
So I kind of always was into that, and then one day I was like, oh, I can do that for like money and like a job and a career. Cool. So
Nice. Mine's a bit similar. I always wanted to be a billionaire superhero playboy.
That
Phoenix
explains so
Inventor.
much.
But, you know, I wasn't born into money, and I never had the skill to make tons of money, so no, I'm joking. I've always liked art. I actually doodle and sketch a lot. I have many notebooks full of, like, doodles and art and concepts and stuff. But I've never done, like, art for video games. I actually started in QA, but while I was doing in QA, like, Trove began to happen, and people were like, "Oh, we need stuff for Trove," and I'm like, "Oh, this sounds pretty cool." So that's basically Trove was basically my start in video game art and more.
And now there's no escaping,
Yes.
pretty much.
No escaping.
That's a lot of money in there.
So
So-
we're. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Oh, I
ahead.
was gonna say, maybe we should go to the big cam.
Yeah.
alright.
So you guys don't have to see our
Let's-
weird
Our ugly
creature
mugs.
faces.
How about you? Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk a little bit about our effects. I'm gonna show some that you're probably already familiar with. As far as I can tell, this is the most popular stellar aura in the game.
Which one is that one?
This is the glowy rainbow aura. It is called Glow.
It is blue rainbowy.
But yeah, this is popcorn for anyone not familiar. For auras, probably the features I use the most are scaling, which is how big something is, and velocity. There's no velocity here, so I kind of just contradicted myself, but there's velocity in the other one. But yeah, let me show you a couple more, then we're just going to get started.
We're gonna make faces.
This is actually based on a player-made aura.
Cool. That's cool.
Oh, wow.
So you guys might recognize the theme. Here's our velocity kicking in. So scale and velocity, and of course color. It's kind of like 70% of what you need in effects. It's simple, but kind of deceptively so. I mean, you get gross stuff like this. Like scripting, boo.
Yeah.
But even that is pretty simple. what really counts in effects is a knowledge of art. Like, I would rather hire one of these guys, even if they didn't know popcorn, for effects than someone who just learned popcorn. So I'm going to be showing you the tool today. If you're truly interested in effects, like as a career, take some art classes, take some animation classes. Everything's moving here. Animation and timing are very important. Take some drawing classes because your sense of design is also very important. That's much more important than learning a specific tool. But
You also have to wear lots of black and be really emo because that's an artist trait.
yeah, as you can tell,
That's
we're all
true.
wearing black today. We're super emo.
Well, you kind of do.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, this is technically dark gray, and I mean, look at this guy. He's
Yeah,
not
that-
emo at all.
No, it's not.
He or she.
We're a rare bunch.
There's a new
That's
aura
cool.
that's
I haven't
going
seen
out.
It's
this.
probably she,
I think
yeah.
she.
So this was actually the first Stellar Aura ever made,
Oh
but
my God,
didn't
that's cool.
work in game because the trails would distort whenever you moved around. But now we found a way to fix that. So it'll come out with Update.
Nice.
They look like little frog eggs to me.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to make that halo a little less harsh. They should look like atoms. And
Cool.
since it's Trove, I tried to give it a hard edge, but
Osmosis Jones.
oh yeah. I never saw that actually, even though
No?
people told me I should see it because it's so effects based.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But yeah, let's go ahead. No, we don't want to save our changes. Let's go ahead and go into our live stream folders. So, if we have that picture, I can show them what this is supposed to look like. Hopefully at the end of 40 minutes, we'll see. I may not finish today, guys. Yeah, we're gonna make a new Stellar Aura today. There it is. I want to do something with kind of like the floaty tongues of flame. It's a very popular motive sometimes in some cultures to show someone's dead, but also I just think it's gorgeous.
Cool.
And hopefully a lot of people will use it. Sometimes to get myself thinking, I do sketches. It's hard for me to brainstorm while making effects. It's just a different part of the brain, so I doodle a lot to come up with ideas. So there, that's our target.
I just like your little spinny circles over there.
It's kind of stressing me out. To be
It's like
honest.
a rave.
I don't pay much attention to
Are they-
these.
it's like-
Yeah, because this will show you how much it's taxing the editor. I'm more concerned with how it's taxing the game. So you can, and I've learned to just dismiss these. I can stare at several kinds of things that give people headaches. That's my job. I have a little dummy in here just to show me where the aura is in relation to the character. And since it's a fire effect, I'm actually going to be recycling an effect today. You're all familiar with this fire effect. We're going to be using him as a start, but first we're going to turn a few things off. So, potentially I want these little tongues of flame to move around, but, right here you can tell this is made up of more than one emitter, and getting 2 or 3 emitters in popcorn to do the same thing and to move the same way is a little tricky, so I'm going to have to kind of rebuild this effect. So I'm going to start that right now. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking, so I'm not going to be doing much talking once I start. I'm going to leave it to these lovely people.
I'm taking over the chat here.
But yeah, feel free to ask me questions, and maybe talk about
Stuff.
what art meant to you in your life and how it saved you from alcoholism.
Oh, it hasn't.
I think you're
I
confused
think it's
how that
worse.
works.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it's made it worse.
I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase "suffer for your art,"
Oh, I'm so full of angst on a daily basis.
but yeah, art is hard. Art is painful.
It's the base of our dude.
I think as an artist, my brain never shuts off. Like,
Yeah,
I don't go home at 5 and that's it. It's constant. It's like gathering reference, thinking about things. You're in the shower, you're like, darn, I got a good idea, and you're like drawing it with hair on the side. I know it's gross, but you can't plan when you get ideas, man. It just happens.
I can break some things so I can fix them.
While she's doing that, I'm going to mention that Sunfest is ending on Tuesday. So
What?
make sure to take advantage of that.
No, I need more pinata
I
coins.
know. That hyper pinata is
What?
really hard to get.
I got them all.
What?
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got all the pinata stuff like
Wow.
yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I still need to grind out a few more.
You can do it.
I do have like 150 pinatas to throw though, so we should have a pinata
Pinata
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never had a pinata
He
party.
just volunteered.
Let's do
So
it.
I'm going to interrupt very briefly. So I was talking about scale. This scale right here is where I'm getting all of my motion for this guy. I wanted kind of like a bouncy, very dynamic look to the base of the flame. It's different from how you do fire because Trove is very cartoony, very stylized. But it provides kind of a bottom for the torch. So yeah, a lot of bouncing. You can tell it's and it's non-uniform scaling, so along the up and down direction, the side to side direction, everything's doing something different.
It's very similar to how we work in Maya for animation.
Yeah, the curves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curves are your god.
Oh my gosh.
in this program.
You're also my headache.
No, no.
Another thing to mention on Tuesday, there will be downtime. It's for maintenance. No new content, not a patch. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Say again?
Oh no, I just said sweet.
Sweet. You want question duty?
Question duty.
Question duty.
Where am I gear? Let's see.
Just don't say no.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spar13 asks, grouping with others update would love to replace the majority of LFG with a UI where people can group and see their team while playing. And the answer to this is that is to stay tuned because we do have something in the works for later this year. Then Colonel Zeal asks, will there be any non-time gated, non-RNG way of getting bound brilliance? Events are exciting but still time gated, and the answer to that is no, not at this time. There's Colonel Zeal also asks, just to confirm, you can unlock all the new rats with the super mount unlockers, and the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
Ooh, rat unlockers.
Rats.
Ratlings. I've actually had a lot of fun making those.
They're really cool. I really want. What's her name?
Princess Pampolina.
Yeah, she's so cute.
She's pretty cute.
Someone just said fix lags, and I thought they said Six Flags, and I got really excited.
Six Flags.
It's a Six Flags stream surprise!
We should do a Six Flags live stream.
Yeah.
I know we addressed some of the lag, and I know there's been a bit of a difference. I've definitely noticed it when I'm at home playing. That's something we're constantly working on and looking into. So.
What are we constantly working on?
Our lag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
We
I
just
believe we've implemented some fixes.
Yeah.
And we're implementing more in the future.
the
as
last
well.
fix was actually pretty noticeable. It's
Mhm.
not perfect, but it's getting there.
So right now I'm changing the color. I took off a lot of the upwards velocity because it's small, and you don't really need to see a lot of upward motion.
Yeah.
At least not as much as you had for the big flame.
So, did you have any specific inspiration for this?
Yes, actually, I don't know how many people played Breath of the Wild. Kind of this not very well known game, right?
Oh, that one from that one IP that nobody likes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Like, what's it called? Like, I don't know, Zelda or something. But in that game, when you meet someone who is dead or a spirit, they have all these wonderful little fire sprites around them, and that's just to let you know. Like, and it's so different than how like a Western culture would show someone that's dead, and I really fell in love with it. So I want to do something kind of similar for our game.
So, fun facts, so these little fire thingies, they're called Onibi.
I knew Kumar would know exactly what they are.
It's like the Wikipedia.
So there's several versions, right? There's Onibi, which is like it translates as ogre fire, and it's basically either like a trickster spirit or like an evil spirit that will try to like. It's basically very similar to will-o-wisps in Western culture, but there's also the other version is these things are they represent the souls of dead people, right? So when each of these little flames is like some person who died and their soul is still lingering for because they're upset or they need guidance to the afterlife.
Oh, that is cool. I didn't know any of that. I should have done like 2 minutes of research, but
It's
that's
cool.
Kumar's job. That is so cool.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, sometimes you name things their actual literal name, and then so I find the parts to put together to animate and rig. I'm like, what is this name? And I have to remember how to spell it every time.
Well, so like the only
Dang it, Kumar.
the only instance where that's like possible. Well, that's been like a like
Dinosaur biome.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dinosaur biome is like, well, what do I call this thing? Well, it's a dinosaur and it has a name. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it Archaeoceratops.
Yep.
Right, and
Or
then you have like Quetzalcoatlus.
I'm just like, I named it Scissor Hands and like Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
I liked Flappy Bird a little better.
So Scissorhands is actually the file name for that guy as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I try to be very clear with like the names. Like, hey, like this is an instantly recognizable name, and it cannot be confused with anything else. But anyway.
Sometimes you give parts and it's thorax and abdomen. I'm like, psh, no. And I rig it, I'm like, chest and butt.
Everyone knows what a butt is.
Everyone knows what a butt is. Everyone
So-
knows where it goes.
The thing with that is, there's definitely a lot of when you're creating the parts for like to make an animation rig and stuff. It's very easy to just be like, oh, like this is the part where the foot is and stuff. So it's the leg. It's like, but it's not the leg. This is actually the thigh because you have a thigh and a shin and a foot, and then it's like, so if you use leg, you like pin yourself into a corner later, and it's bad. So
That is true.
So, for example, like when you say chest, right? It's like, hey, chest. You think this part, right? It's like, okay, that's cool. But what if the part of that NPC has the chest and then this part as well, and then just the hips are separate? It's like, oh, you have hips, chest, and hips. It's like, yeah, it's true, but at the same time, it's like
No, it's
Okay.
pecs in six pack.
pecs and abs,
Yeah, obviously. No, yeah, I get that.
PNA.
Oops. What now?
I'm just giving Kumar a hard time.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it's definitely interesting how like the structures, like the file names for all of these NPCs turn out. Because like, oh, this guy has neck 1 and neck 2. Okay, like which
Yeah.
one is neck 1 and neck 2? Is it like are you working from the neck, from the head to the body, or from the body to the head? Right, things like that. It's not as complex when you have tail, because it's like, okay, tail 1 is the part closest to the body, and then it just
Yeah, that makes
add
sense.
more the further it goes.
The Hydra had an interesting naming convention for those necks.
Yes.
It was like Neko1_CC, like
So
center.
it was neck, and then it was either center, center left, center right,
So CL,
and then-
CR, CC.
then
LC.
LL, and left, and right, and then each of those had the section 1, section 2, section 3. etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get stuff like that, it starts to get complicated.
Yeah.
Like the spiders, for example.
Oh,
The
the
spiders
legs.
are like, it's spider leg L01, 2, 3, or 4, right? But then for anything that's a quadruped, like the corgis and stuff, it's usually leg FL or foot BR for left, front left and back right, for example. Yes, it's interesting, and it's also. It's definitely something that needs work. Like you have to think down and sit. You have to sit and think down. You have to sit down and think. Be like, okay, like the names you give this thing are going to like live throughout the entire existence of Trove, and someone might show up, 2 years down the line and be like, what on earth did you do with these file names? ¿Por qué? So it's an
That
important
question there is for
responsibility.
Keatsy, I think.
Sure.
There's some questions about
What's the
how
question?
the VFX work, like more about how you pick the direction that things are gonna flow, I think.
Right now, I'm not worried about direction. I mean, I'm gonna plan for like maybe 4 or 5 of these flames be spawning at the same time and give them random directions. Initially, I would like for them to bob up and down, which I think I can do with a sine wave, but we're not gonna script that. We are gonna make it with a curve. And maybe have them just give them a little noise in their velocity so they kind of wander aimlessly around. What are they doing now? I don't know what
They're revolting.
they are revolting. I don't know what they're doing.
It's shooting flames at other people.
But right now I'm just trying to get my first little tiny flame. I don't know why he's rendering off to the side. That's going to require some bug fixing. But yeah, I just want to get the color, the size, and the right values, like the right kind of glow before I worry about that. So I'm going to be moving on to that very soon. That looks like the right size. It's centered.
Yeah. It's cool.
It's inside his head.
It is inside his head.
He's possessed.
It's funny, whenever I look at a program that I don't work with, that someone else on the team does, I get so overwhelmed. Even Flash.
Yeah.
You work in Flash.
Well, when I come over and you're in Maya, I'm like, holy crap! This is Ted tried to show me how to do something, and I was gonna cry.
I look at Flash and the little dot keyframes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
It's easier than you think.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I think the last time I used Flash was 5.
I think I'm using 5, so you know.
I think it's way past that.
But I think
Because I used the version before it was MX, and then it totally changed.
I
It's like,
think we're using 5.
are you serious?
Yeah. if it's not 5, it's 6. But yeah, we're using it's there's I think some legacy stuff, but
Oh, okay.
works for me. That's what I learned on. So
I did see a question asking when we're going to add more stellar auras to the game. That's a great question. We haven't done it for a while. With Club Date, there should be at least 3. If I can finish this one, 4.
No pressure.
But yeah, no pressure.
Are we
What?
talking about that thing that you mentioned?
Are we?
I don't know.
They know an update to Club
Yeah,
is
there's
coming.
an
Okay.
update. That's just not the official title, so
Right.
don't get married to that, guys.
Size. Okay, we can get rid of size here. I think we're almost ready to dictate like when and where this spawns. Base. How are we doing this? Okay.
that's really pretty.
Alright, we're gonna bring our little doodad back up.
Doodad.
Technical terms.
Hi, doodad.
Where's Dude Mom?
And we don't need the big tongue of flame anymore. So I did copy a lot of attributes from him. It helps me to recycle a lot because it saves me time, so I can put in more cool auras.
I see Ted in chat. He wants fan arts.
Yes.
Fan
Let's do
art.
fan
Oh
art.
yeah.
Are we at a good place that we can do that?
Yeah, do
okay.
it.
We're gonna take a break, do some fan arts.
Well,
Yeah, fan art.
we're we're gonna share some fan art. He's just gonna
She's
keep working.
Not
on
gonna break.
the stuff.
I'm not
Because-
gonna do it.
We like to.
Casey isn't a breaker. She's a builder.
Let me guess. I know Gammon.
Ooh.
You
Wow.
would be correct.
Is that
That's
the
really
C
fancy.
Tech
That's
armor?
rad.
I think I put on the after the names what they actually are.
Oh.
I don't know. What does it say, Cole?
Jet jammer.
Oh
Jet
yeah,
jammer.
Jet
So it's a
Jammer.
jet jammer.
Jet Jammer is pretty cool.
Because I can't remember everything.
There are so
That's
many
cool.
costumes at this point.
That's so
What?
cute.
What?
Aww.
This is
Aw.
from Breadfruit.
That's adorable.
It is.
It is
He
super
loves
adorable.
pickles.
She
but wow.
had actually a colored version, and I think this was the version before they colored it, but I just happened to like the draw.
Mm-hmm.
detail.
Titled Raptor Relish.
Raptor.
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Super cute.
This is from Keatsy.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing art, man.
God,
awesome
thanks.
fan
So,
art.
We're
so I
5
was,
hours on this.
So
Entitled Spirit Flame.
so I had a related question to this. If you draw fan art of your own game,
Hey,
is it still fan art?
I have so this is concept art because I drew it before the thing went into the game. If I draw that same thing after it's done, then it's fan art. This is concept art.
So it doesn't belong.
Nice.
Okay.
That's
Get
cool.
it out
I
of
like
here.
that.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Lair, I guess.
Oh, that's the mech
That's really pretty.
Draculite.
Mecha Draculite.
Nice.
Very, very
That is
nice.
pretty cool.
I like the glows. That's so
Yeah.
pretty.
Mhm.
That's what I was gonna say.
Hello.
This is Madame Lucinka or Lukinka.
They look cute.
I know.
First Meet.
Also known as Oh Crap.
I
That's cool.
think that's how I felt the first time I saw one of those guys.
Really?
Oh,
I was like, oh my god.
Mr. Whoever.
Let's do that.
Nice. Trimech.
Yep. Resting
Uh,
Trimac.
Nice.
Is that the name of it? I actually didn't.
Yeah,
look.
Trimech the Ancient.
Okay. I was just hoping
It was
that
like the
player
third.
knew.
It was like the
That's
third
awesome.
dragon we ever released.
Yeah. I remember we were so conflicted about the beard. Because
Were we?
it would go through the ground every
Oh,
now and
yeah.
then. So
Yeah.
but I'm glad
but-
we have it. It's
Yeah, because
amazing.
when he's flying around, it's all like.
Yeah. Cool.
This is Nega Mogeko.
Mega
Or
Mogeko.
Niga Mogeko. Mogeko. Lunar Lancer Dusk Rider armor.
Nice.
That's cute.
He's going helmetless.
Yes.
Very cute.
So the wind can blow through his ears.
He's like on stage or something. Or
I think that's the moon there.
yeah.
Or maybe he's doing stand up.
Stand up.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
like,
you, ladies and
why
gentlemen.
did the dragon cross the road? Because there was no road, because he blew it up.
Or he's being interrogated.
Or that.
I think it's the moon.
I think so too.
Pasties.
Nice.
That's so cute.
Neon biome, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least like it.
Neon City.
It's that superhero post busy day contemplation of the skyline.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Do you? You go to the top of the building and you're like, what does it all mean?
Yeah. It's like, where's the future leading us?
Till Goose comes by. This one's cool.
Pasties PvP.
Nice.
PvP.
That's really
I feel
cool.
like that must have taken forever.
I think if it was realistic though, everything would be dead except for the Rev. That's
No,
super cute.
there's a nice stage there. Everyone would be frozen.
That's true. That's cool.
Here's Sky the Virus with a Hydra snack.
Snake.
Aw,
It's so cute. I want one. I want a pet
Oh.
snake.
I want a pet snake too.
What it is kind of disturbing though. I killed the head, now I
Yay.
ride it.
No, that's
Yeah.
this is
Isn't
the Hydra snake is the parasite one that comes out with
Oh,
the acid blobs.
okay.
Oh.
So for those of you who don't know, Hydra snakes are actually parasites that live inside Shadow Hydra,
Oh. That's
and they
kinda
feed
gross.
up. Yeah.
I'm gonna pause
You
because
need to pause. Oh, you want to show?
it went better than I thought. So, let's finish
oh,
up fan
yeah.
art.
We're almost done.
No, take your time.
Warburton Warrior. I
Oh
love
my
this.
god, that's so cute.
That's super cute.
Snugglesaurus.
That's super cute. I love it.
Awesome.
That's it.
And back.
Nice.
Awesome.
I like this one's really dope,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
and I also like just for the composition, the PvP.
I
Yeah.
think the PvP is my favorite.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love
A
the
lot of work went
choices
into
of all
it.
the different items they picked for the different
Yeah.
Yeah.
classes.
Good job, everyone.
Nice job.
Nice.
All right, so we are about halfway there. So what I did, I gave him a little helmet. This indicates
Cool.
where I want the effects to spawn.
Oh.
Nice.
And this little nugget here just basically conforms the particles to that specific shape. And then I went to this emitter, which is the tongue of the flame right now. Without it, it just looks weird like that. That could probably be its own aura if
Yeah,
I'm desperate.
You could make them. You could make them eyes,
Oh,
and they just like
that's
materialize and
right.
dematerialize.
Totally.
Going with the theme.
But anyway, I was super confused at first because before this spawn rate was set to distance and nothing was going on because they're not traveling. Then I set it to time and everything made sense.
That's cool.
So I am gonna slow down a little bit. Like they shouldn't be emitting that quickly. Okay. So it's getting there very slowly. Well, actually very quickly. I didn't think I'd actually get this far. But
You can have that zone cap on all your auras.
the zone cap.
The half dome thing. That
I
you
don't
use
know
to-
if you
It
fix
depends.
things.
It
The
depends
half
on the
circle?
aura. Like right here, the sparkles have it.
Oh, okay.
There it is to show where they where they should glow.
Okay.
Things like the rings, I just need them coming out of one place so it doesn't have anything.
Oh, okay. That's cool. The more you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
And what's this program called? It's called Popcorn.
Popcorn. Alright, and I just have to make some little adjustments to position here.
It's just
Do you wanna,
really
um,
complicated.
While she does this, do you want to roll 10 carpets cool?
Yeah.
Carpets.
Carpet mounts.
Rolling
I just want to
carpets.
yell out weird
A
names.
little too much.
Roll up the carpets.
I do.
While we do that, I have also some more questions
Yeah,
here.
do it.
A long time back, we showed off some boat tower battles or something. I vaguely remember. Anyway, any plans to add more content to boats in the future? Currently, we don't have any plans. We would like to revisit that concept at some point, but it's not on the drawing board for like any time in the near future.
The tech's in though, so I think we would probably use it for sure
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Just not soon.
It's just not we have no time slated to work on it
Yeah.
for the time being. So, is there any chance we could get a harmless version of the plasma and lava blocks for use in building on our cornerstones? No, probably not. Like, we don't have any plans for that. Also, it would be confusing because then you'd have like, you know, damaging plasma and non-damaging plasma, and sorry, it's just weird. Will second class gems and ring crafting rework come along with the expansion? We don't have plans for that right now. We do want to add another round of class gems at some point, but the subclassing system will support a wider range of lower and mid level players, right? So, um, a lot of what the class gems do is kind of supported by the subclass system. So we did that, and then in the future we'll do more class gems. When doing Who Won in Dungeons, can you add the person's PR in parentheses? Many players fake their PR, and this just leads to long time doing Shadow Towers. You can get a rough idea of someone's PR from the symbol above their head. We'll think about it and see what. We'll think about adding this and see how the who command could be abused by people. So we're thinking about it.
The
It's
who
not.
command.
What's that?
The who
Yeah,
command?
like a /who, so you can. Basically, what they're asking for is some way of like you join me in the Shadow Tower, and you have like your PR symbol, but I have no way of knowing how much power rank you have.
I see what you're saying.
So they want a way of being able to
Inspect to a degree.
exactly
Yeah.
of with all certainty know that you have the power rank you say you have, so you're not like basically just going into a Shadow Tower and then like there's 6 people who have the ability to damage the boss and you're just there playing it for like 0 damage, right? So
But then people will know what my PR is and speed runs.
well, the fact that it goes over 90,000. Do you have any plans for community created hubs? And the answer to that is no, we don't have any plans for it yet. The hub, apart from serving, like, there's way too much practical use to the hub. Like, there's too many things that players need for us to like not do them in house. Why don't we get a level 30 costume for a class, considering unlocking our last gem socket seems very lackluster as a reward for all the grinding? We don't have any plans for level 30 costumes because it's a lot of costumes and it's adding more work to every class we make in the future. Also, you think unlocking your last gem slot is lackluster, then maybe you haven't found the right gem for that gem slot.
Oh, burn.
Time out, read carpet winners, even though you guys already know. To some degree. Yeah.
Rhoda
Yeah.
wants to yell names.
I do!
Yell names.
Alright. Hi, Lancer 545.
Ooh,
You
nice.
guys want to take turns? You do.
Cash me with the prize.
There you go.
Smiley face McGee.
Delta Lime.
Ballooner.
Karashi 2000.
XT Sweats.
Sweet Ultra.
The Dead Eyes.
Is it Ramita? It's
You got all the hard
Ramito
ones.
underscore O.
Mito.
Congrats, you guys. Although you
Congrats,
didn't do it
everybody.
because I think it automatically says it in chat now.
Well done, you succeeded in winning.
Succeeded in.
Also, like, XT Sweats was asking for a prize, so there you go. RNG Jesus has blessed you.
I saw a question about 5 minutes ago. Someone was asking about how an artist would break into the gaming industry. I don't remember if that was specific to a type of artist.
So, my first question is, like, are you, like, do you have an art degree? Do you have a proper artist education? Are you self-educated? Like, what's your experience level, right? Based on what your experience level is, there's some routes and some other routes. So the first thing you need, no matter what your experience, is a portfolio of your work. And you should also consider whether you want to be like more of a generalist artist or a specialist. A generalist artist is better for like smaller teams or like indie studios or places like that where people have to wear many hats. Whereas if you're like if you're a concept artist only, then that's if you're specialized, you're better suited to like larger teams which can have more headcount, more personnel, and so forth. The other thing is, like work on your portfolio. And only when you have your portfolio, like quality is better than quantity, and also you want to customize your portfolio with your application. So say you're applying to Tryon, and he's like, I want to work on Trove. He's like, oh, that's great. Then, you know, show us your voxel creations or your UI skills or your concepts for like NPCs or biomes, whatever. You have to do whenever you're applying to for a job, you have to research that job, research that company, research the games they make, what they're looking for, what their style is. You know, do they have like a more colorful style? Do they have like are all their environments like very saturated? Are they like more grim dark with like lots of grays and browns? Like all of these things, right? And then you have to tailor a portfolio for that application.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's places like LinkedIn, there's places like Gamasutra, which are good like resources. There's also places if you want to like start small. There's tons of places like Pixel Prospector, or TakeSource, where there's lots of people looking for artists and stuff. There's also a lot of resources just for breaking in. Like there's GDC talks, there's articles everywhere. So do a little research. It's all there.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find.
There's
Good
also
information.
a lot of cities have like meetups, especially for people that are like looking to get in or people that are already in but just want to meet other people in the industry. And a lot of times these are open to anybody to go. So I know that's not easy if you live, far out, but if you do happen to live in a city, you should totally look and see if you can find some meetups. There's all sorts of game events. A lot of places have like video game bars now. It's getting really popular and really easy to get there and talk to people in the industry. And you never know if you talk to someone and you get along, that could totally lead to you breaking in.
I think it's all about networking, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have LinkedIn. I have Facebook, which I rarely check. Every now and then I put a poop joke or something. But honestly, I never graduated school. I couldn't afford the end of it. But it was basically the people I met in the computer lab night after night, and my teachers, and all of them helped me get to where I am. And even being with Tryon, it was a friend of a friend of a friend that I worked with like a decade ago. And
It's
literally
all about who you know.
It's who you know. It's not even about the tools you have. It's about the skill you have and how you use the tool. So like you don't need to know Maya, but if you have a traditional background, like solid art and understanding, you can use anything really.
Also, you can't be afraid of just taking a QA job as well. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think 50% of the people that start in the game industry start in QA. I mean, that's how I got my start. And
Yeah.
That's how I got my start.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
a lot of it comes from if like you have one job and maybe it's not what you do, but you work really hard and you're really nice, you get along with people. Like I can't even count on my fingers the times I've recommended someone for a job just because I was like, I know them and they work really hard and I can recommend them, and then they ended up.
It's done.
Kicking butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other.
What's
the
going
other,
on, Kiki?
I gave him a little velocity.
There was literal fireflies.
The spirits
That's
are
amazing.
restless.
So, commenting
whole hub.
on who you know, my first studio, when I got hired, I didn't know anyone there. Some of it's luck, a lot of it is how good your portfolio or reel is. Also, what helped is VFX art is very specialized. It's not very competitive because most artists go into animation or character art or environment art. So that helps. Probably shouldn't be like the thing defining what you want to do, but it's something to keep in mind.
Want to do some chaos coins? Why?
Want to
Do 2 of them. Did it say 2 of them?
Tuna?
2? Sure. 2 sounds good.
10 of them.
No, 2.
Oh, interesting.
Alright, let's reach a compromise. 6.
I already said 10, man. I think Kumar's the mom. I'm sorry,
I try to be a responsible human when I have to.
I think
course,
Kumar
once-
is more like the strict school teacher because he knows all the facts about the weird things.
Yeah.
What's
It's
happening?
like, no, it's not time for recess yet. We're gonna learn about where the spirit.
You would
plays."
learn.
Oh, up yours. I'm smarter than popcorn. Sort of.
Also, like one last thing, like referring to what Robin was saying about networking. A really good place to network are conventions where game developers are. If you know that like a company that you want to work for is at a convention somewhere, it's not a bad idea to show up and like just not like be like, oh, here's my portfolio, blah blah, because that's not what they're there for. But just like go in there, talk to the people there, learn, like just talk to the people there, like get a feel for who they are as people, as a company, like what their attitude is towards things like that. It's not a bad idea to have a copy of your like resume or something, but
Yeah, for sure.
don't offer it up straight up. Just go there, talk, find out about the game that they're pre-showing or whatever, and then at the end of the conversation you can like bring up that, hey, so I'm actually like really interested in working there. Like, who could I do you have anyone who can like take my resume, or where can I like submit my portfolio or something, right?
And to that, like just to add on to that, I know a lot of people are like, well, it's really hard if you're kind of antisocial or you're not really like good at talking to people or you're shy. But I think a lot of people that work with us are they were that way, and they like it's you can do it. Like it may seem really hard, but if you just get out there one time, maybe you don't even talk to anybody. That's gonna make the next time easier, and you can just keep trying at it. And then the internet is a great resource as well if you know that you have
heck yeah.
trouble talking to people. Like I was really shy when I first started, and you can find things that'll help you with that. Especially the internet is a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
The thing to remember is, you know, you see us on the internet and you see our names and like on the game and everything, but we're also people and we are approachable, and you know, just like be like, hey, how's it going? Like, I like the game, I like your game, or I have issues with your game, or whatever, right? Remember that we are people.
We do sleep at 3 a.m.
Sleep? What?
Oh, well,
Um,
you don't.
But
so.
yeah, like, so, I mean, yeah, we're people. Approaching us as like a fellow human being is more conducive to stuff than just being like, God, this is the thing I want, right? So.
Oh, we got some Chaos Coin winners to yell out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Want me to start? Drake 352. She's
Sorry.
got the giggles.
I'm laughing at Patsy. Which one am I on? Oh no!
The second one.
Second one.
The
16.
rally killer.
The rally killer.
The rally killer.
I said chicken.
Fellow Bath.
Faven0101.
001.
001.
God of Index.
K-pop 420.
Nice.
Giannis. Yeah.
What?
Giannis?
Yanis.
Yanis
Is that the
BN.
Yanis? Are
Is that Giannis?
I don't know. It sounds very suspicious.
Giannis.
If you got a Chaos Coin, I'll take it.
Yeah, me too.
Hell's
Also,
oh, yeah, you use it,
Hell's
sorry.
Kebab.
And Shinhobu 0. Congrats, you guys.
Congrats to everyone
Congrats.
on winning.
Do you want to do 2 dealer choice dragons? Dealer
Aye.
choice being Fasty's choice, I believe.
Fasty's choice.
Good one.
Is there a bulldog dragon yet?
No.
We should make a
Yes.
bulldog dragon.
Would it just have a trail of drool?
Oh
my gosh. Even better, the flaps. You'd be like flying, and the dog's jowls would be like.
And the fireball is actually a drool ball.
Like-
It's like,
That would be a Makiti.
I think Fasty's brain.
It's gonna
exploded
come
when
after
he said
our
that.
cow dragon. That
Cow
shoots milk.
dragon, right?
Fasty's preparing the
Yeah,
$20
cow dragon.
bills
Cow
to
dragon.
bribe us. Cow dragon? What?
That was a live stream suggestion once.
Cow dragon?
Cow
Yeah.
dragon.
I mean, I like cows.
It spits milk and has udders that flap in the wind.
I'm less partial to that.
I know. That's why I like
I
bringing
want
it up.
a
But-
bunny dragon.
But a cow dragon would be funny.
All right, you want to read out the dragon winners? I'll let you guys
Sure. I can start.
Go for it.
Kate MM.
Oh my gosh, I can't see.
Stigma ZZZ.
Thank you.
Aw.
Is it because Keatsy's head is in the way, or is it just like...
It's because I'm blind. Because I
Aw.
stare at a screen all day.
That'll do
This
it.
is very sad. You should invest in some
Congrats,
eye
you guys, on
enhancers.
I have them
I don't think
already.
You should wear your eye enhancers.
No, they're in.
Oh,
I have robot eyes.
I have robot eyes too,
They come back?
but mine are more
Oh,
robot than
You
yours.
have these
probably.
robot eyes. That's how you can see them.
No, but I have
Yeah.
contact lenses inside my eye.
So you are a cyborg?
I am a cyborg.
This is why you don't need to sleep. I figured it out.
Interesting. I never considered this thought.
Someone asked, make the flames float around, or says, someone's demanding that the flames float around the head in circles instead of going away from it.
Yeah, I like the circle idea. I actually don't want them floating away from it. I want them kind of bobbing, which is what I'm trying to do now.
It looks like
It's hard.
you're sending them up to heaven. Like
Yeah.
they're
Well, there we
appearing
go.
and
Oh,
then
that's
like
cool.
It's not quite what I want. I think what I really have to do is get turbulence working the way I want it to. Problem is, the flames don't do a very good job of sticking to their parent particles. That's something I have to figure out.
Oh, there's like a little delay on it.
Yeah, like they get left behind even though they're in local space, which is weird. They should not be doing that. But yeah, it's a complicated tool. Like it's something I'll if I don't figure it out in a few minutes, I'll figure it out on my own.
Any plans for costume auras? Someone asked.
Costume auras.
I think we've kind of diverted away from that, but for a few special here and there,
Wait,
we
costume
do them.
auras?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No plans.
No plans. Yeah. That's what I
No plans. This game has enough particle soup already.
So true.
Particle soup is my favorite. So, Fiona Tiger has an interesting question here. Will the dragon effigies be useful for unlocking any new dragons going forward, or is their table to unlock set to just be the older dragons? Good to know when this. This would be good to know since you can buy the dragon effigy pack. So, dragon effigies will unlock legendary dragons. We are going to be adding more legendary dragons to the game in the future. So the logic there would be that more legendary dragons that we have in the future will be unlockable with the dragon effigy. So this will not necessarily apply to all dragons, only legendary dragons, right?
Someone's saying, why don't we have firefly mounts? Good question. Why don't we, guys?
Firefly mounts.
That'd be fun.
We could totally do a firefly mount.
That'd be really cool.
Actually, I like fireflies a lot.
I would love to do a mount that has wings that flutter. And we could use that for a dragonfly, firefly,
Let's
beetles.
do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Good suggestion. It might just happen. Cool. Although probably not for a little while.
Don't we have doesn't the dragonfly enemy rig do that already?
What, the flutter?
So we could just
we can't scale.
What?
We can't scale up the rig. We'd have to make a new rig.
Why?
Because you can't scale mounts.
Why?
Remember the Chinese, the lunar dragon? Yeah, we scaled that, so he doesn't quite sit.
Well,
in the
I'll
seat.
take a look. I believe I may have made that to based on a mount rig, so we could reuse it as a mount.
Yes, that'd be so cool.
Yes, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, we may or may not be getting a firefly and other insect bug mounts in the future. That'd be pretty cool.
A big giant dung beetle. Wait, do those fly?
I don't.
Some
so.
beetles do.
No, they roll, right? They roll their poo balls.
They might have. I mean, so most beetles have wings
It's
under
nature,
their
man.
under their hard back
Blame it
covers.
on nature.
So most beetles do fly, I think.
Interesting.
Using.
We're naming the stream something else.
Why were we still rifting?
No, never mind.
What? Oh my! Oh my!
Flying fish mount.
We have a couple of
Things maybe coming.
aerial fishy mount things. Anyway, this is not something we're discussing yet. Ha 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 ha. So many teasers.
Phoenix mount.
T-Rex mount. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I saw this submarine mount. That'd be cool. So, right now our water tech isn't exactly the most accommodating, but that'd be fun. Wow, there's so many questions. I'm trying to read them, but going across.
Someone's asking about basically what we do is styles where you can equip a piece of gear for the stats and then equip an appearance on top of it. Someone's asking about that for dragons. It's not as clear cut because like some dragons have different abilities and all this stuff, so it's not as easy to do. So basically, any piece of gear is interchangeable with any other piece of gear. There's no extraneous stuff to any piece of gear that other pieces of gear don't have, right? Whereas for mounts, it's like if you have a land mount, it can't fly. So if you put your dragon appearance on it, then you're gonna have a dragon that can't fly. Whereas if you have a dragon and then you equip it with like a land mount appearance, you're gonna have a dragon. You're gonna have a land mount that can fly and shoot fireballs, and it doesn't have the animations and all this stuff. It gets really complicated, and it's not something that we're going to be planning for any time in the future.
Any
So, yeah.
info on rings higher than Shadow 4?
Maybe at some
We
point.
discussed this yesterday.
It
No
would be
answer,
nice.
but it's been brought up. Sorry.
It would be very nice.
Yes, we would like that.
It would be so nice.
You guys are done.
Are we?
Oh, really?
What?
Alright, guys.
Kizzy's not done.
We're
No, I'm not done, but I'll
Work
figure it
faster,
out on my
Kitsy.
own. It's getting there, but I'm a
Alright.
bit confounded about why these tongues of flame are being left behind instead of sticking to their parent. But that's okay. That's
Maybe
the gist of it. And I'm probably going to play more with the movement as well.
I have
That's
a
cool.
theory, Kitsy.
Hmm?
I think your dome has been sprayed with fire retardant.
My what?
Dome.
The dome where the flame.
Dome.
The pink
Yeah.
pink dome of wonder.
It's been
What do you
sprayed-
call that?
It's been
Just
sprayed
shape?
with fire
Comment.
Shape.
retardant.
Pink
or
dome.
dome. It's the
Just
emission
dome.
shape.
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay, that's what we say then.
But
Emitter hat.
It's
Emission hat.
it's a bath escape.
yeah,
It just
I'm-
reminds me of going and get my hair done. Cool. All right.
Anyway,
I
thanks
guess we're
everyone.
getting kicked out.
Thank you guys.
Thanks
Happy
everyone for showing
Friday.
up.
See you next week. Here. What you were gonna say?
I was just saying congrats to everyone who won stuff. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
And see you soon. See you next week
Laters.
maybe.
Food time.
Ah!